Hello and welcome to Sheba online classes. Standard 7. Today I'll be taking supplementary. That is, the lesson's name is The Red-Headed Leak by Sir Conan Doyle. Okay. Before that, I would like to say, how many of you like to listen to stories? All of us, isn't it? Being young or old, everybody loves to listen to stories, isn't it? Even I like to listen to stories. Okay, now this story, what I'm going to tell you is a thriller. All of you like thrilling stories, no? It's a thriller. It's a murder story. And because who is the character here? It is Sherlock Holmes. Okay, you don't know who is Sherlock Holmes, no? It's the character formed by Sir Conan Doyle. Okay, before that, I'll explain to you. I'll tell you a few words about author Sir Conan Doyle. Sir Conan Doyle his name is Sir Arthur Ignatius Conan Doyle. Was a British writer, medical doctor. He created the character of Sherlock Holmes in 1887. He wrote 4 novels and then 50 short stories on Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Okay, now I'll tell you about Sherlock Holmes, the main character. He is a brilliant London-based detective. He is famous for his astute observation. That is, astute observation means minute observation to solve cases. He is perhaps the most famous fictional detective, universally recognized character. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes was initially a novel. Then, because it became so famous, it was picturized. And many serials had come out, episodes, and it was made into films also. And this character is loved globally by everybody. Okay, now onto the screen you will see the characters. The characters are, main character is Sherlock Holmes. He is a main detective who solved the cases. And then Dr. Watson, he is his best friend, and he's a best friend, and he also every novel, every short story, he is always with him. And then J.B.S. Wilson, a red-haired man, is the owner of the pawn shop, a small pawn shop. Then Vincent Spaulding, a shop assistant of J.B.S. Wilson. Then Duncan Ross, accomplice of Spaulding and the owner of Red-Headed League. Mr. Jones, Scotland Yard policeman. And Mr. Merriweather is a suburban bank manager. So these are the characters in this story. The next, I'm going to tell you about the story. One day, Dr. Watson visited his friend Sherlock Holmes at his home in London. When he arrived, Sherlock Holmes was talking to a man in his living room. Then Sherlock Holmes introduced Dr. Watson to Mr. J.B.S. Wilson. Dr. Watson noticed that Mr. Wilson had unusually bright red hair. J.B.S. Wilson knew that Sherlock Holmes was a famous detective who solves crimes, and so he wanted him to solve a mystery. Sherlock Holmes asked Mr. J.B.S. Wilson to tell his story. J.B.S. Wilson started telling his story that he had a small pawn shop at Saxe-Coburg Square, and his business was quite dull and wasn't earning much. One day, Vincent Spaulding, his shop assistant, showed him an advertisement in the newspaper for a job with the Red-Headed League. It was a job for men who had red hair. It was quite unusual. So Spaulding urged Wilson to join the job, and he added that it was only for a few hours a week. And his payment was high, £4 a week. Wow! So as Wilson had less earning, he thought for some time and accepted to attend the interview. That afternoon itself, Spaulding took Wilson to the interview. And to Wilson's astonishment, he saw that there were a crowd of red-headed men waiting outside the building for the job. Against all odds, Spaulding cut through the line cleverly and met the owner, Duncan Ross, the employer of the Red-Headed League, and surprisingly, he also had red hair. Duncan Ross explained the job and told Wilson to join next day. The timings were 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The job was to copy the encyclopedia in longhand into a notebook. So every day, punctually, J.B.S. Wilson used to come, finish his work, and at the weekend he received £4. This made him so happy. Duncan Ross used to come on and off and check on him whether he is doing his work or no. After 8 weeks, as usual, Wilson went to work. But there was a notice stuck on the door that the red-headed league was dissolved. This was really confusing and shocking to Jabez Wilson. Nobody knew the whereabouts of the owner of the red-headed league. Then, disheartened that he will not be getting £4 a week, he thought of Sherlock Holmes. With hope, he came to meet him to solve his mystery of the red-headed league. After hearing the story of Jabez Wilson, Sherlock Holmes inquired about Vincent Spaulding. Mr. Wilson told him that Spaulding was a smart young fellow who at once agreed to work as shop assistant for low wages, and that he was very interested in photography and often spent most of the time developing his photos at the basement cellar of his shop. Sherlock Holmes gathered information of what he wanted, and then Jabez Wilson left. Then suddenly, Sherlock Holmes thought of going to the violin concert at the Strand with Dr. Watson, and on the way, just have a look at Jabez Wilson pawn shop at Saxe-Coburg Square. When Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson arrived at pawn shop, Sherlock Holmes looked around and tapped on the pavement near the shop and then knocked on the door of the shop. Vincent Spaulding came out to look who had knocked. Sherlock Holmes noted that Spaulding's pants around the knees were torn and dirty and asked him the way to the Strand. On hearing this, Dr. Watson was puzzled, thinking that Sherlock Holmes knew the way to the Strand. But why did he ever ask that boy? Then later, Sherlock Holmes wanted to go to the backside, that is the behind the shop. To his surprise, he noticed that it was a busy place with high-tech shops, restaurants, and what he saw is a bank. The sight of the bank triggered Sherlock Holmes an idea. The two men went to concert, and after that, Sherlock Holmes told Dr. Watson to bring his gun. This red-headed league is going to be real interesting, and told him to meet at 10 p.m. at his home. Then Sherlock Holmes went to meet Mr. Jones. He was a Scotland Yard policeman, and also met Mr. Merriweather, that is the bank manager, and explained about the plan. Then at 10 p.m., Dr. Watson arrived at Holmes' place. He was surprised to see Mr. Jones and another person. They got into two carriages and left the bank. The bank manager takes them to the cellar, that is the strong room of the bank, which is also called the locker, where the gold and the money is kept. The four men stood silently, and Sherlock Holmes told them to hide behind the boxes. They waited for nearly an hour. Then suddenly, torchlights flashed under the ground, and slowly a floor tile was moved by someone underneath the ground. And up came Mr. Vincent Spaulding. His actual name was John Clay. Sherlock Holmes gathered all the information about John Clay, and Vincent Spaulding was none other John Clay, a clever thief who escaped from jail. As he came out, Sherlock Holmes caught him and arrested by Mr. Jones. Just behind him was Duncan Ross, his accomplice. On seeing Spaulding being arrested, he ran away under the tunnel. But fortunately, Mr. Jones had 3 policemen waiting at the door of Jabez Wilson's shop, and Duncan Ross was caught red-handed. Sherlock Holmes was thanked by bank manager and later explained the whole incident to Mr. Watson, that is Dr. Watson, who was a total confused man from the beginning. And he told Dr. Watson that the red-headed league was fake. Spaulding and Duncan Ross built a tunnel from the shop to the bank, while Jabez Wilson was away for 8 weeks. At the end of 8 weeks, the job was done, that is, making a tunnel from the shop to the bank. Then after that was opened, Spalding chose Saturday to rob because Saturday was half day and Sunday was a holiday, and they had lot of time to rob the bank and leave and escape from the place. Thanks to Jabez Wilson to bring this red-headed league to solved by me, said Sherlock Holmes. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known about the bank robbery. So, this is the story of the red-headed league. The red-headed league was actually a fake identity job offer given to Jabez Wilson to get the bank robbed meanwhile. Okay, so this is the story. Hope you like the story, and then I would like to have a feedback from you children, because if you like this story and if you like the way I have presented the story to you, please give a like to Shepa online classes, and then rest of the classes we will continue to do it like this. Thank you. Okay, now you heard the story. Did you like the story? Okay, fine. Now page number 134 in your book, there is a pyramid given here. See that? There is a pyramid like jumbled sentences. That is a story. There are 10 sentences given. It is all jumbled. So you know the story now, no? So what you should do is read the story. Now whatever I have taken to you, according to the pictures you see, understood the story. Now what you must do is take the book, read the story, then you will understand clearly, okay? And then after that, fill up this pyramid. That is, the words are given, the sentences are given here. It's all jumbled up. You have to write which incident came first, second, third, fourth till the end. It's all jumbled up. You have to write it, rearrange it, and write it. Okay, in this pyramid. This is for your homework. Another one is here. There is one code system, like mostly mystery stories, crime stories, and all that. No, what you see in the films and what these detectives do. No, so what they do is they speak in code language. Okay, anything they want to pass any information. No, there's Morse code. Do you know about Morse code? Morse code. There's one if you are in NCC or Scouts and Guides, they teach you Morse code. That is, or flag. That is the movement of the flags, or did da, like that. So like that, this is a code. Now you have to solve this. Okay, you have to solve it. Just looking at the numbers. One example is given to you. Numbers are given here. You can see left, right, like that. You must see that, and then you must find out what is the name, what is the hidden word given there. You have to find out the hidden word. So read this properly. That is page number 136. There is a code system. Find out. This also is for your homework. Okay. Let me see who is the best detective among you. Okay. And then I'll be taking a little grammar. So now this is prefix, suffix. Okay. Now, have you heard about prefix, suffix in grammar? You would have heard it in 36th standard you have studied, isn't it? Okay, let me refresh you. What is prefix and what is suffix? Prefix is actually both together are known as affixes. Okay, affix. Prefix and suffix together are known as affix. Okay, affix is divided into two, that is prefix and suffix. What is prefix? Prefix comes in the word itself is understood. It comes before the word. So it is before the words, prefix. All these are prefix. That which comes before the word is known as prefix. For example, ill. Ill is the word given to you. This is prefix, no? So what will you write? Illegal. Okay, illegal. This is the prefix. Now mal, 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 mal. What kind of a word you can fix it for mal? Malnutrition, malpractice. Okay, so malpractice we can write. That comes before the word is known as prefix. Remember that. Now what is unusual. Any word you can, there are so many words. You just have to pick out right. Unusual, impossible. The next, inter. What is inter? Inter, what kind of a words you can use? International, interstate, all that. Something, okay? International. So many words are there. I am just giving you a few examples. So this is prefix. So prefix is which comes before the word. This is the word given to you. You have to put in the prefix. Okay. Now next is suffix. What is suffix? Suffix comes after the word. It is placed after the word. Prefix is placed before the word. The suffix is placed after the word. So I have given you some words. What kind of prefix can you, suffix can you write? Say child. What is appropriate? Childhood. So hood. Okay. Childhood. This is the suffix. Word is given. You have to write the suffix. Now here punish. What kind of a thing can you give? Punishment. Okay. This only is appropriate. Punishment. And then care, careless, careful. There are so many. So I am writing careless. Danger, dangerous. OUS. Okay. Then friend. Friendly also is correct, or friendship also is correct. So friendship, I am writing here as friendship. So these are the words. What is affix? Affix is divided into two, that is prefix, suffix. So prefix means it comes before the word, suffix means that is which comes after the word. So this is it. And there is a homework for you in the first unit, that is after the Hamid lesson, no, first unit. First unit, page number 94. A homework is given to you, that is add prefix, suitable prefix or suffix. Both are jumbled, everything is jumbled. You have to take out which is prefix and which is suffix and write it and send it in the WhatsApp as a homework. Okay. Next one below that is page number 94. Just below that, there is a match the following. You have to match it with the word. Now what is it? A cup full. What can you do with the cup full? Cup full of what we can drink? Coffee, tea, milk, isn't it? A cup full or soup, anything. So a cup full, when you match it, it comes with cup full of coffee. Okay. And then a bag full. What can you keep? Like a bag full of what can you use? A bag full of silver, gold. The robber, the thief ran away with a bag full of silver and gold. Okay. So a bag, he has a bag, no? When he is coming to rob something, what will the robber bring? The thief bring with him? One big bag, one rucksack or whatever. So he will take a bag full of gold and silver. Now what happened in that detective story, Sherlock Holmes story? This Mr. Spaulding, what he did, he built a tunnel right from J.B.S. Wilson's shop till the bank, and what they were ready to take, they wanted to take bag full of gold and money with them, isn't it? You have to relate it like that. Okay. So that's the example I am giving you. Next is a spoonful. What can you do with a spoonful? What will you take a spoonful? Spoonful of food also you can take, or a spoonful of sugar or salt or all that. Okay, like that. So a spoonful of sugar. Then finally a pocketful. What can you keep in a pocket? Pocketful. What do you keep? Usually what do you keep in a pocket? We keep chocolates. Then we keep what? Money. Okay. So a pocket full of money. So that the examples I have given you. Then below that is G, exercise G, that is for your homework. Okay. That is page number 94. Exercise G is for your homework. Do it. Let me see. Same thing, same words only are given to you. Sentences are different. You have to match it. Choose which is the appropriate word and match it with it. Alright. That is your homework. And the next one, page number 97. Page number 97, there is a exercise given to you. See the writing exercise. You have to frame sentences. What can I say? Describe Kandan's family in about 60 words using the pictures and clues given. One is done for you. See there. Who are there? Grandfather, grandmother, parents, that all. Whoever is in this family is given. So what you must describe each person. So this is all what? Adjective. Describing means adjectives. You are using adjectives to describe them. Okay, adjectives. So adjectives you are using, words or clues are given to you, but you have to frame the sentence. See, one is given, grandfather. What is given there? Thin and tall, 70 years, affectionate. Okay, so how have they set the sentences either? Kandan's grandfather is thin and tall. So thin and tall is given to you. Okay, now you use that thin and tall. That's describing him. Thin, he is thin and he is tall. And then another one what? 70-year-old. 70-year-old is given. How will you frame it now? He is 70 years old. And last one, affectionate. He is a affectionate person. Okay, so that's what you are using up the clues. So again, grandmother is given to you. How is your Kandan's grandmother? How is she? clues are given, you have to frame the sentence. I will not be telling you, you have to frame the sentence, okay. Using whatever clues are given to you, you must frame sentences. This also is for your homework. So altogether 1, 2, 3, 4 homeworks I have given you, 4. So you must better do this, alright. So another one is page number 99. Page number 99. There is a picture given to you, a whole family picture. Okay, here what they are saying is, you are not going to describe them, but you are going to say about the feelings. Okay, now in Hamid lesson, have you seen, no? That is the first lesson, Eidgah lesson. Eidgah lesson you saw, no? What was it? What was the feeling of Hamid? He was a poor boy, but even then he did not show, no, he is poor. And what was grandmother's feelings? So this is an emotion, the feelings that is only given here. See, joyous, worried, thankful, excited, dejected, joyous, proud. So these are the feelings. Now examples, I'll give you one example. Your mom made your favorite dinner. Okay, if your mom made your favorite dinner, how will you feel? You'll be so happy, isn't it? Oh, my mom has made such my favorite dinner, so I'm going to eat it fast. So how you feel? You feel joyous. So first one, you pick out that word joyous and write it here. So rest of it I will not tell. You must understand the sentence and pick out the expression and write it. Okay, this is your homework. Okay, hope you understood everything. Go through all the whatever I have given you, all the instructions, read the story, answer the jumbled sentence and the code, everything, and then just send it to in the WhatsApp. Okay, thank you.